Hello.
Guess who's been pushing the wrong buttons? Hey, look, it's Hidden History with Ray. I didn't want him to come up just yet, but he's here anyway. And I wanted the music to play, but it didn't. And when I put the thing on, it was meant to be saying this, but we had a little bit more of this. So there you go. Push the wrong buttons. There's lots of buttons to push, and I suppose I just need to take it more seriously because I'm pretty slack with it. I'm just like, whatever, you know. If it was like a proper production, I'd be taking it far more seriously. I got it. I did actually set it up bang on time though. I had everything set up. I got the chat window. Everything's resized. I made sure my windows don't go to the edge so they don't take over. Blah 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 blah. So I'm all good. But anyway, hello, Hidden History with Ray, who is up early.
Sorry, I'm a bit early, mate. Sorry.
Well, it's not your fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. I should have gone like this, and I could have brought you in then as a surprise guest. But there we are. Should come up like this. Should just bring you up as the start of the program and just like start it like that. Be different, isn't it? You know, get somebody else presenting instead. So, so yes. How have you been keeping then?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. You know, working Thursday and Friday, but looking forward to the adventure tomorrow, I suppose.
Say no more, Governor. Say
yeah,
no more.
Say no more.
I'm just looking at this now. I think this is actually set up to get rid of any extra noise. So let me just see whether I can get it working. If I dial that in, and if I go here and do this, microphone is NVIDIA, but what's the speaker? Ah, right, yeah, there we go. Will that do it? I wonder. Yeah, possibly. It might go quiet now. So hang on. Yeah, it's getting rid of the music. So yeah, I think it might work now. Anyway, just saying. So now, if you've got any noise, tap on your keyboard. Yeah, we didn't hear that because it takes it all away. We didn't hear it. If I turn it off, right, hang on a second. This is this new technology we got. Right, try tapping on your keyboard now. Yeah. See, it works. Right, now when I turn it back on, he can tap on his keyboard and we won't hear him. But he can still speak and we hear him perfectly.
Can you?
Yes. There you go. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Thank you to whoever it was who suggested I use this, because it's a free program that you can get with NVIDIA graphics cards, and it does this thing. Oh, it's running a bit slow there. It does this thing where it blurs out my background automatically without me having to have a blue screen, but it takes the noise off my audio, but it'll also take the noise off all the other guests. So if it turned out that somebody came in and they had one of these nasty sort of like room noise fans or something going, it should all be cleaned from my end, they don't have to do anything their end. It'll all get cleaned. So fingers crossed. Oh, we shall see. So a little bit of technology getting on here there. So test it with a fart. Okay, well, I could do. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Did everybody hear that? I don't know, because I can't hear that. So, did you hear it? I have to wait 30 seconds for the fart confirmation from the public. Oh, now you wouldn't have heard that. That is tanks firing on the Salisbury Plain, so you're not going to hear that. It's literally
I heard it.
Did you hear that?
I heard that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was you knocking something over, but...
No, it's like a woof, woof, woof. That sort of sound, yeah?
Yeah.
There's another one.
And I also heard that as well.
Oh, okay. So maybe some sort of sounds get through. It's supposed to get rid of music, actually. Let's try that one, right? Because I was showing people the other night. But if I bring some music on, it should cut it off. I'll take one of my videos, so I know that it's copyright-free music. But if we go like Christchurch Police Station...
I can't hear a thing of that.
Ah! It's definitely making noise. I can hear it here. So we should have... Yeah, in a second you'll have the music will start about... Now. Can you hear that?
I can hear that.
You can hear it?
No, just at the first bit of it, when it came on, we heard it came through, but now we can't hear it.
Oh, right, okay. Let me turn this effect off so you can hear it. This is no cleaning, right? So you'll hear the music then. Okay? Yeah. And I'm going to turn the noise cleaner back on, and it gets rid of music. It gets rid of music, so you can just hear me, but you won't hear the music. So can you hear me clearly, even though the music is playing? Yeah. That's bonkers, isn't it? I can hear this music really loudly here, but you're just hearing me. Trust me, it is doing it.
When you turn the phone like that, it comes through. But when you keep the phone, there, like that. Yeah. When you keep it still, you can't hear it.
Ah, but if I move around, it then starts coming in. How bizarre is that? It's supposed to be intelligent, so what it does... Oh, somebody... Blind Explorer says, I hear both. We can still hear music. Anthony Wilkins says, I can hear it. All right. Okay, they can hear the music. Okay. Anyway, I think it's supposed to be like, if you got music going on in the background in a room, and if I'm tapping on a keyboard, like... You won't hear that now. So, apparently, we can hear music loud and clear. Okay. Well, it's supposed to get rid of it anyway. Well, that's the idea. So, yeah, well, there we are. So we started the show, and, yeah, if we get anybody else on who seems to be noisy, we'll test them out later on, see if they got room noise. You know, because everybody's like, no, I got no noise in my room, and yet everyone else is going like, oh, God, that sounds terrible. Who was one of the worst was Johnny Webb was one of the worst. He's like, I got no noise in here. And it's like, brrr, and it's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Oh, they say, can hear you tapping on the keyboard. Oh, okay. Wonder how that is then. Make sure the audio is dialed in. Communications, microphone, NVIDIA broadcast. So it should be coming through that system. I don't know. Anyway.
Matt, are you able to put so I can see the comments on here? Because for some reason it's not showing the public comments. I
normally bring them as a pop-out onto my other television, so okay. I don't have a way to kind of bring the comments up here. I don't know how to do it.
Okay, that's fine.
Comments. I've got to log in or something. I don't know what it is.
Okay, that's cool. No worries.
I'm not actually logged into StreamYard, you see. I mean, I don't ever press go live in StreamYard. I'm just capturing this screen and pumping it into something else.
Fair enough. That's cool.
Okay. Yeah, look, I can bring... I forgot my my banner. Bring that up. And he says, last time you tried to show us how it worked, the only thing we heard was the phone go quiet. Yes, yeah. Well, anyway, it should give you a slightly more noise-free environment whereby we haven't got any background noise or hiss, natural hiss coming off microphones. Some of these things produce a little, you know. which you probably didn't hear then when I did that, because but I did. It made a noise. So, but there we are.
I think Exploring Within's premiere's just finished, so a few people might be coming over from there.
Okay, yeah, because he just had a video. I don't know what his video was actually.
Same as yours the other day. The tunnels.
Ah, right, yes, the Christchurch tunnels. Yeah.
No, not that.
Oh,
Not Christchurch. Yeah, the one where we met. That you went the next day. What was it? Just trying to find your video.
I really forget now. I do so much stuff.
This up near Surrey.
Oh, Surrey, yeah. Not. Oh, sorry. I said Christchurch tunnels, didn't I? Yes, you mean the
deep level shelter underground telescopic
Croydon
factory.
Yeah,
That's the one. That's what I was looking for.
Colston. Sorry. Why did I say Christchtchurch? Because I've just done a video on Christchurch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. So let's say hello to a few people who are in the chat. Then this is the usual thing I do. So right.
Exploring Within's backstage, just to let you know.
Oh right, okay. Let's let him in then. There he is, Exploring Within. Put us on like that. There we go. Oh, he's looking all blue tonight. Look, he's got his blue light on. Or has he?
Blue light all the time, mate.
Oh, he's gone now. His blue light's... Oh, no, he's got a television on. Sadly, my artificial intelligence won't remove things like having a television on in your room. That's down to you, I think. Yeah. So anyway, hello to Subaru, RB320, Andrew Clark, Mark Urbex, Liam Kemp, LSK, Chris Thornley, Chris Sykes, Jackie Green, Cats and Things, Urban Lad Yorkshire. He's going to jump in the bath, he says, and then he might come on. Okay, Darren McKinney, Melissa Jones, Paranormal, because I really realised her Paranormal, because her name's Melissa instead of Paranormal. So anyway,
yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I just noticed it, and I was like,
so you brought it up in your premiere, yeah.
Has it always been like that? Because I must have just skim read it as So
how the brain works, isn't it?
Yeah, Lee and Kemp. Just have a look. Flower, DJ Carmillion, Smitty, Tony Komisky, Exploring with Gav, Sarah 1, Natalie, Shadowman, Exploring with Gav, Mighty 1, Merlin Pendragon, Urban Paranormal 666, Aquila Roberto, hello. That sounds like Italian, maybe. Brian Wiggins, Paul Robbins, Phil Bow, Blind Explorer 2226, Earth Warrior, and Blind Explorer is in fact blind, so he's got some sort of special way he types in. I was going to learn a little bit about it, but we didn't get round to it. He's a mate of Urban Legend UK, I believe. Yeah, so there we are. Earth Warrior. Who else have we got? Have I missed anybody? Might have missed some people. Matt L, Senior Yoda, Taffy's Little Adventures. Oh, he's coming on his other channel then, right? That's Urbex with Taffy. That's his other channel if you didn't know. So you can go and check him out. Simon Broberg. That's a name I don't recognise. Alan Hunter, Jamie L. All these new names I'm not recognising. Dr. Ford. Scott Enigma, yeah, DK UK, yes. I like that. It's kind of interesting. I recognise most of the other names, but I'm just skimming through, so I haven't read your comments. If they've gone up a little bit, I've missed them. So, now, what I've done in the past, I'm not saying it's foolproof, but if you want to ask a question specifically and try and get a response, put it in capitals. Now, I know this drives the mods crazy, but if you want to put it in capitals, I can pick those out scrolling up and down quite easily. If you're just chatting amongst each other on the chat thing, then if you just chat normally, not capitals, then I'm not going to pick those up so readily, so I may not respond. You watch now in 30 Vimto. I had a recurrence of my bloody urinary UTI, urinary tract infection. I got over one back at Christmas, and I thought, oh, that's great. And then it's like starting to get a bit funny. I've been saying when I was out with you guys, you know, like my back's hurting when I'm walking and stuff like that, and it's like lower back, and I think it's got something to do with it as well, because it always seems to get worse if it's coming on. So anyway, I've been not able to sleep one night because, like, no matter which way I lay down, my stomach was hurting. So I thought, yeah, it's coming on again. So I went and got some antibiotics, and like, bang, it just goes away straight away. It's just like crazy.
Nice.
So, yeah. Right. They're saying, what's in the glass? It's Vimto, which is because I can't drink alcohol tonight because, well, I can, because you can drink alcohol with things, but we'll see. I've got an Explore tomorrow, so I'm keeping myself all good for that as well. David Strong says, hello, Matthew. Hello, David Strong. Earth Warrior says, how long have we been exploring for? So shall we all answer that one? And I'll tell you what, we'll work our way around. So we'll start with Ray, and then so how long have you been exploring for?
Since the first lockdown ended, really. I was bored for the first 4 months of being furloughed, and it just pushed me to start exploring.
I thought you'd been doing it for a bit longer than that. Or is it just a recent thing then?
No, yeah. Well, we've looked at bunkers for a few years prior, but we've never done any filming of it. We just explored it, and that was it.
Ah, right, yeah. So it was the birth of your YouTube channel. I was looking at some. Yes. I was going to say birth of your UTI. Then I was like, no, birth of your YouTube channel. I nearly said it. He said they say drink cranberry juice for UTIs. I can do, yeah. I think anything that's acidic is helpful. I also get kidney stones. And because I'm sitting here editing all the time, if you don't get a lot of exercise, those can build up. So I was wondering if it was one of those, because they can bring on similar symptoms of like almost, well, fever, you know, like fever conditions, you know, if it gets too bad. So, and it can get quite serious if you don't treat it. So,
yeah, painful.
Yeah. David Strong says, I'm blind. Can I join? Yes, you already have. You're here. Yeah. So, right. Exploring within then. When did you start exploring?
So probably sort of mid last year on the current format, but we did sort of do explores prior to that, me and Hidden Histories, but we didn't sort of film it and upload it. But yeah, we used to, as we do now, probably the last year, but certainly we've done odd explores and stuff and been over to France and Belgium prior to that a few years ago, didn't we?
And the United States, wasn't it?
There, but
didn't you go to the US as well?
Yeah, we've been there a few times, not sort of specifically for explores, but yeah, I'd say in the current format, yeah, about a year.
Go on, you were going to say something, Ray?
Anyway. I was going to say it's been just coming up to a year. What is it? June, July time. Because I think our first video was RAF Ibsley.
So what you're saying then is basically you how many subscribers?
I've currently from today 701 subscribers.
Okay, so that's about a year. It's about 700 subscribers. So in 30 years. You'll have as many subscribers as me. I'm sorry, I'm just statistically projecting. No, it gets faster. It gets faster. But
well, ever since that nightclub video in Southampton, the subscriber count has gone up anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that why it caused it to go up as high as it did, but.
I would have to make that our new salute. Instead, not like a Hitler salute, we have to do sideways. We go like that. And it signifies more subscribers. So we go like that. Yeah. So, yeah. Make it so.
That was cool. Explore that. Enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
It always makes it when you've got to climb to get in these places.
Yeah.
It's a bit more challenging.
Locked up tight now, that place.
Yep.
So we were very lucky.
Boarded.
Yeah, it's properly boarded up, and yeah, mean, I was quite surprised, considering how ripped open it was, that it's now like bang tight, you know. So yeah,
That ladder's gone.
ladder's gone. The beer kegs have gone. Have you actually been to check it out, or?
No,
No.
just gone.
No,
What
just
you
gone
said.
by what you said the other day.
Yeah, I mean that whole of that garden that was covered with glass and glass from the doors and everything. All that patio, well, not patio, the decking, all immaculate. It's like somebody's literally swept it clean, taken everything away, all the toys, anything that you could use to climb with, or anything you could use to do anything with, all gone, just clean. Yeah.
Maybe they've got plans then.
I did read. Obviously, I posted that video in the Southampton Heritage group on Facebook, where it got quite a lot of feedback from. I believe one of the comments said that they are starting to build there very, very soon. Don't know how soon though.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Where's Angel? Oh,
That's my plan out the window, because that's where I was going to refuge if there's a war. I was going to go. That was my first picking. Down in the vault.
Bloody hell.
You've got to try and close the vault to stay safe, mate. I can't see
You
that.
can't close that door anyway, because they've concreted a ramp there, obviously to wheel the kegs in and out on sack trucks.
Trouble is, as well, they're so secure, some of those places, that if the door got slightly creaked one way, you won't be able to get out.
No signal.
No.
Just be a skeleton down there, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. I thought you were saying no signal to me then. I was like, I can see everybody. Sorry. So yeah, myself, when did I start exploring? Well, obviously the obligatory, as a kid, always nosing around stuff. I've told people stories about, used to like climbing scaffolding and getting into buildings and going on the roof. Actually, used to like sliding down the lead bits on the roof. I wouldn't slide down the tiles, because obviously you could end up going through the roof. But the lead flashing is always a safe place, because it's always got a joist underneath it. So we used to go like climbing up there and sliding down. Great fun. And you'd find that you could climb inside buildings, which I really liked. I liked sort of like sneaking around inside buildings and seeing what was going on. Oh, I think we've had a donation. Melissa Jones Paranormal. Get a few beers or doggy treats for Angel. Yeah, I will. I'll go next time I go downstairs. I'll try and remember to stock a couple in my hand, and I'll bring them up. But I took her out just before we started, so hopefully she's happy and not peeing all over the place like she sometimes does when I do these live streams. She's like, oh, what's he talking about up there? He's not talking to me. Psh, have some of that. Oh, there's just come through, Melissa Jones. So, just looking at the comments. And anybody, by the way, if you want to put like questions to us, do it in capitals, and it'll probably get through a little bit more. So, right, let's have a chat about the explore we just did. Then it seems like a good time, seeing there's no more questions for the moment. Thanks, Miss Space.
Yeah, we can talk about it now, can't we?
Yeah, Miss Space Cake, noms for Angel. Yeah, as long as they ain't got none of that cam belts. As long as there's no cam belts in there, then fine. But yeah, Space Cake. Oh God, I've been caught out by Space Cake a few times. So yeah, no Space Cake for me, thanks. I prefer living life without paranoia. So what did you?
Got a question from Chris. What do you prefer to explore, buildings or underground?
Both, really. Yeah, both.
For me, it's underground primarily.
Yeah.
I love a good bunker. But yeah, buildings equally happy with.
Yeah. You can't beat underground. I mean, it can be so quirky, and looking at the differences between the way they've designed one underground place and others, and seeing the similarities as well. And you think, the people who make all these bunkers, they're all in contact with each other, and it's like they stick to a plan, and it's kind of like you see it replicated everywhere, and it's interesting, that, I think. So yeah. Ray, do you want to chime in on that one? Do you prefer
exactly what Exploring Within says? More underground, but any place is a good place. Anywhere to explore, I'm happy to do.
you want to tilt your camera down so that you're not like down here? Like,
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, good.
We got washing machine. We got hot. What's it? What? I wonder if we can work out.
Hello?
Let's see if we can work out what his washing machine is there. Look. What's that logo? What is it? What is it? I can't work it out. Don't know. Mystery.
It's a long
This
word,
one,
isn't it?
Because I've
Beak.
got some-
This
be
one
Whirlpool.
is that Beko. Beko.
Nah, the writing's too long.
No.
What on my T-shirt?
No. We're
washer.
trying to work out what your brand of washing machine is and your dishwasher.
Indicet and
Beko.
I can't see the other one. Electra.
Electra. Ah, right. Okay. Well, yeah. I like sort of sussing out what's going on in people's rooms by looking at stuff. I managed to send out another video, but only to a limited load of people, and I was going, look at all this crap, and I was doing this sort of business, and on my desk was a letter which had my name and address on it, and they all zoomed in and then started saying, ha, got your address. I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, I always do this stuff, yeah. Oh, my God, Sam Rose, thank you for your donation. Wow. Thank you very much. No message with it, though. So,
You're you're a bit pixelated, Ray. That's your
Yeah,
signature,
I'm having a few connection problems.
He's
From
Wi-Fi.
my live stream the other night, I had to cut it short because
Have you turned off your
some reason-
mobile data?
my mobile data.
Yeah. Mobile data.
I think he's suggesting it might interfere with your Wi-Fi, but
Well, what are you on? Are you on a laptop or something?
Yeah, I'm on my laptop because if you use iPhone or iPad with StreamYard, it crackles.
Right. No, I was thinking if you're on a mobile and you have your mobile data turned on, if there's a glitch in the Wi-Fi, it'll start using your mobile data at whatever crappy rate that is, and then when the Wi-Fi comes back on, it stays on the mobile data until the mobile data glitches and then it switches to Wi-Fi. It should go for the fastest one, but it doesn't. Sometimes it sticks on the one you don't want. So that's why if you turn it off, you'll be better.
Is your router close to you, or is it behind like walls?
It's behind one wall, but it was behind the TV as well. But I've moved it from behind the TV because she's moved the living room around.
Because I had issues with latency. I was finding on 2.4 gigahertz frequency it was really bad, but if I changed it into 5, fixed it. So 2.4 doesn't really, it's not great because everyone else is using that, so it's quite congested.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I figure that out.
I always say to people a wire is good, but if you can't get a wire, get one of these mains networking boxes. You buy you've got to have a minimum of a pair, and you put one right next to your router and plug the wire into the router, and the other end you take that to wherever you happen to be and plug it in and put a wire into your laptop. That way it sends the signal really high quality without Wi-Fi through your mains network of your house, and that's the next best thing to having a wire. So yeah, the neighbours are stealing your bandwidth probably. Yeah,
I don't even have an Ethernet cable socket on my laptop.
I have, but like I say, it's a bit too far away from where I'm sat because otherwise I'm going to be hunched over instead of on the table.
Yeah. Well, get yourself one of these little plug-in things, and you can be out the back then, and just plug it in, and boom, bang, good signal. Because it transmits through the mains.
Next week.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll just get a long Ethernet cable.
Yeah, there is that.
Everyone hates having a cable, don't they, for some reason? But yeah,
I don't. I find when I'm uploading, it's quicker to plug it in and leave it.
Oh yeah,
I've got 2 or 3
10
Ethernet
times
cables,
faster,
long ones.
So they're asking, would we try Blackpool Police again? Yes, I would. Magistrates are closed too. I live in Blackpool. It'd be great to get in and do a video. Well, yeah, I mean, but I'm not about to go like trying to, get things off windows and pull things off doors to get into places. We're more the sort of, we'll turn up, and if it's possible, we'll go in. If it's not possible, we won't, which is kind of why I put the video up there, because you never know. Somebody might go and open the way, but it won't be me.
That's why we were lucky with the Christchurch police station. It was, you know, wide open.
Yeah.
Just got to know where to look.
Well, it
That's
wasn't.
all it
It
is.
wasn't wide open, but it was wide
You know
open.
what
It
I
was
mean.
wide
Yeah.
open if you know where to go. But
That's
I
what a drone's good for.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people will be able to work out. Yeah, they are power line Ethernet or power line networking. A lot of the time, those little boxes are called. So if you want to have a look for some Ray, I mean, I think you can get them for about as little as 20 or so quid for a pair of
I have a
them.
look at Amazon now. Now.
Definitely sort out your problems, because I mean, Wi-Fi is so hit and miss, and you could be ended up, you know, getting everyone in your areas using Wi-Fi, and you're time sharing, you know, the sort of ability to send packets, because it's just like every channel is taken up. So
a power line
networking.
What do you call it?
Power line networking. Yeah.
Yeah, 24.99.
Flower says, I love to complain about vandals until you want access. Well, hey, all I can say is, after we've gone into places, look who goes into them after we've gone into them. Yeah, so, you know, it's like if we normally go to places when people have actually ripped the places to shreds, and we're usually the last ones to go into them. But, yeah, I kind of get the feeling that building's going to get demolished. I've been told that whole thing is going to get demolished. So it's one of those, really, isn't it? If it is genuinely being demolished, and soon, then they're not going to be using those buildings for anything else.
Well, if you look from the, well, I know you haven't put the second bit out that we did, but from 1 week to another, someone's house has been in there and damaged it.
That was the Christchurch, yeah.
Yeah. That one, yeah.
And Nick, the blue thing that you sat on, the blue bedding thing, rubber bed. Yeah.
Your fans only piece.
Yeah. I think they
I
must
didn't
be
even realise that was missing.
Must be waterproof, those rubber things, so they can just be peed on and they can just rinse them off and get them straight back into action.
You should have bought the UV light, shouldn't we? I'm intrigued. Next time I do an explore, I'm going to bring my UV light. Just out of interest.
Yeah.
Might be interesting.
Yeah, I've not brought a UV light into explores before. Yeah, I have got them.
No, me neither. It's pretty portable, just like my normal light I use for exploring. So quite powerful though. So
yeah. So what did you think about that place then? What were the high spots for you? And Christchurch police station?
Who's going first?
Well, whoever, I don't mind.
Oh, me then. Blah 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 blah. No, go on.
Go ahead.
I think the highlight for me was
me again. Blah 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 blah. Right? No, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, the sales were
him.
Probably the best bit for me.
No, you. Sorry. I'll stop buggering about now. Shout, man.
Yeah, probably the sales and the spy hole. That was quite a funny little one. What else was there?
The bum inspector hole.
Bum inspector hole, and the little tunnel that kind of disappeared into nowhere.
Yeah, didn't seem like a lot of point in that being there, did it? So I just wonder if it was something else and it's been kind of hidden.
It's purpose built, wasn't it? But no signs of it like it was boarded up or anything.
No. Perhaps it was just kind of like a leftover feature when they were building it. Perhaps they cock things up sometimes as well, and they go like, "Oh shit, we weren't meant to. Oh, let's just make it a bit bigger and turn it into a little space or something." You know, whereas the rest of us wouldn't be allowed to get away with it, and we'd be told, "Remove that because you need to get retrospective planning permission, otherwise we'll come around and demolish it." But because they're the police, they'd probably get away with it.
It was quite an empty shell, though, really, wasn't it?
Yeah,
sort of office spaces in the other rooms.
Apart from that area we didn't get into, which probably would have been quite big, which was that side building.
Same size again, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think that building was something to do with probation or something like that. probation service. I don't know if I read it on the push buzzer outside, because you could go into that building and then obviously inside you could cut through into the police station, separate sort of building. We obviously have to have a little thing there so that if you come for your probation and they say, oh, why weren't you doing blah on blah day or going to that job that you were meant to be going, so they can just take you straight to the cells and incarcerate you, you know. Yeah, they're saying Blackpool Police Station and Courthouse is getting pulled down this year. So I imagine that somebody will be in there at some point. I mean, it just depends if we can get up there in time, if it is open at some point, you know. But that courthouse looked quite intact, you know, and they had the heating on in there and stuff as well, so it looked a bit dodgy.
It's a proper trek to go, isn't it, as well, to find out it's not actually open, so you've got to have backup stuff to go and do.
Yeah, that's right.
While you're up there, it's not really one of those things where you just go and chance it.
Well, the backup was Showcase Cinema, and then Urban Legend. Have you got any places to explore, please? So, yeah,
pretty much.
Oh, when I catch him on his next live stream, I'm going to send him a couple of quid over for his petrol, because he did go around and take us about, and I forgot to give him some petrol money. So, Urban Lad Yorkshire says, shit, I have to nip out, buddy. I'll come on when I get back. Okay, fair enough.
So Matt, just someone's put in the comments, the yeah kid said my granddad was a copper there years back, and I rang him after watching The Explorer to ask about the corridor, that little tunnel thing, I guess. He was really hesitant to talk about it.
Ooh.
I think there were more interrogation rooms.
Ooh.
Interesting.
At Christchurch, that little tunnel. That's weird, isn't it? Somebody did actually say that was a place they would take people to beat them up. I can't believe that they were being serious.
Sort of place, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, like where they've got no cameras, perhaps, you know, they can just get them down there. And
if you notice, the floor was actually that vinyl sort of surface, so if there's any spills on it, it could be easily cleaned up.
Like people's brains matter and things like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Fluids.
Interrogation. There were more interrogation rooms. Bloody hell. Well, they must have been maybe they were underground interrogation rooms, so they could literally have people screaming and nobody would hear them.
That's right.
Yeah. Let's have a look what people are saying. They're all talking about broadband speeds at the moment. So, right, I'm just thinking now, so we got there in the afternoon, and there was a taxi driver, wasn't there, hanging around. We didn't feature that. I didn't feature that because we commented about it. We said, oh, there's a car parked in front. And when we came there in the afternoon and later on, this guy was there. And he turned his car around several times, but which didn't make sense as well, because it's like you're there in your car, sitting in your car, why turn it around? But it's like as if he was almost like looking into where we were. So we were a bit cautious about, you know, what we were doing and where we were, even though we weren't doing anything wrong. But I mean, we were a bit cautious that he might be watching us, you know. So
it's like he had two jobs. It's like he had two jobs because, you know, I walked up the road to see if it was a taxi or a security van, as it were.
He could have been a security guard who also runs taxis as a bit of a sideline, you know.
Because initially, and I don't think there's any thing wrong with saying this, but we were trying to get underneath the gate to the compound, which we kind of overestimated a bit because I thought we could go under and we couldn't.
I thought
and
so.
He was sort of facing
that.
Yeah, he was sort of had his car parked, so his back of his car facing us, so he could have like looked in the mirror and seen us, although it was dark. But we were trying to sort of see if we could get under the gate, so he could have seen us then. And then when we came back, he was sort of parked 90 degrees the other way, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So two options: either he's genuinely gone off and come back and just parked up differently, or he's repositioned himself conveniently, so the front of his car is now facing where we're going to be walking up to get in the building. so who knows?
I don't know what the hell they're talking about there. It's something to do with Kuzdu vines climbing the wrap the Sears towers, and when you look down, you'll see tiny figures pounding corn, laying stripes of venison on the empty carpool lane. What are you on about? Earth Warrior, thank you for your donation. Very kind. And he says, thank you for your brilliant videos, research, legwork, editing, and interesting information on weird items. Well, I wish I did more. More sort of, I wish I did a little bit more sort of voiceover at the beginning of some of these videos, but I kind of figure that by showing you them, you'll probably go and tap it into, you know, Google and find out pretty much. But I should do a bit more on that stuff. But yeah.
You used to do that a lot, didn't you, with your bunker videos and stuff?
Sometimes.
Voiceover.
Yeah.
Google Maps, Google Earth.
I mean, it's kind of like, I think sometimes it's sort of teaching people to suck eggs, you know, like, but I suppose you can just give like a very small description. To be honest, the reason I don't do it, and thanks B for your donation, says for petrol, woohoo! Yeah. I'm glad I came on here tonight. Everyone's donating, thank you very much. But the reason I don't do it is because I literally just jump onto an edit and I'm just like, mostly I listen for swearing, I take things out that probably would look a bit weird or odd or shouldn't be in there, you know, I take all the weird bits out, but then it's like at the end of it, it's almost like, this is the way my brain works. When I finish the video, I'm like, right, I finished now, and then my brain kicks in and I go, the drone footage. So then it's like an afterthought, it's like, the drone footage. So then I do the drone, but I have to do one little opening drone, which is shorter, and the end drone. So I do those, I put that on the front, put it on the end, and I'm like, I finished now, I finished, I want to render it, and it's like, then I think, should I do a talk through and facts and stuff like that? But it's like, oh shit, because I'm ready to go, I'm ready to render, I'm ready to do it, and it's literally like, I'm gonna have to go onto Google now and start looking information up, grabbing pictures, download them to the computer, put them all into Premiere. Now I've got to write a small script. Then I've got to read the script off the side screen whilst this is going. I read it, then I make mistakes reading the script. So I've got to chop the audio. Then I've got a nice clean audio track. Then I've got to put all the pictures in a sensible order. It's like, you're talking half an hour to an hour. So when I'm ready to go, and I'm like, yes, let's do it. And it's like, actually, I've got to do another hour of buggering about. And I'm like, nah, sod it, it's good enough. Render! And that's me. So that's the way my brain works. That's why it doesn't happen as much as you'd like. Well, thank you, Mr. Random TV, for your £1 donation. That's very kind. Thank you.
Pack of Haribo for you there, then.
That's right. I mean, Tang Fastics, actually. That's my my favourite, which is a Haribo product, I believe. But, yeah, Tang Fastics.
Not a bad choice.
My habit with explorers is I tend to not look it up an awful lot before I go, which I probably should do. I always do the research when I get back. And unlike you, I actually do all the sort of information on the video beforehand and slot it in first, and then I'll do the drone footage if there's any and the actual media. But it's just working differently, that's all it is.
Yeah, it's a discipline then, because I suppose you can't do all the editing until you've done your preliminary, which is if you get in.
I get what you're saying though. Once you're at the end, you just want to, you know, close it, render it. That takes a while, and uploading takes a while. So
yeah, I mean, I think some things warrant it more than others, and I like doing the explores without knowing too much. Like that one we went to the other day.
Part of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Because you kind of find these mystery objects and you go, what's that then? What did that come from? And try to work it out. And I think it kind of makes the audience kind of try to work it out as well. Whereas if I knew absolutely this did this and that did that, then, you know, it's not engaging the mind so much, is it? So, what say ye, Mr. Ray, on what we've been saying? What have you been saying, he says. I wasn't listening. No,
I was listening.
He was.
Yeah. At the beginning, when I was editing videos, I would do like a intro to it or a history on the place, but where I've got to use one program to then put it into the editor and trying to find the information, I just most of the time don't bother, because I use Canva for laying out the research.
Mm. I mean, I find it hard to kind of compress down the information, because some of my videos I put like just 2 or 3 screens that just pop up for 8 seconds, but you need to have it in big enough font so that people on phones can read it without squinting, because I need bloody glasses on when I'm using a phone, and I think that's the lowest common denominator you have to take it down to. It needs to be big so somebody on a mobile phone can read it quickly and within the 8 seconds if they don't want to have to pause. And then, so what you have to do is take all that Wikipedia or Google information you found, and you just got to strip it down, and I rejig it into something that literally fits a tiny little space with big fonts, and then maybe 2-3 pages of that, but not trying to overload people. It's one of those.
Too much text is boring, isn't it?
Too much text is boring. Yeah.
And then you've got to choose the right amount of time for people to read it, because when I used to do it, it was either too long or too short a time.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, people can always pause it, can't they? So I like to leave sort of anywhere from 8 to maybe 15 seconds, but you can always pause it, can't you?
Mm. Yeah. And I mean, it's good to come on these sorts of chats as well to kind of go through things. I mean, I don't know very much about that, so we could actually do it now, couldn't we? We could go on to something like Christchurch. I did look for it earlier on, so I did try a little bit. Christchurch Police Station Dorset, and it doesn't have its own. It doesn't have its own Facebook page.
I'll be back in just 2 seconds.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Doesn't have its own page.
No, Bournemouth Echo talking about plans for the place to be developed, which I think has now happened. I put the link.
Demolished, didn't you?
Yeah, it's going to be totally demolished, and from what I can see, let me see if I bring it up now. Let's bring their page up. Bournemouth Echo, asterchristchurch.co.uk. Yeah, the bastards. They're taking the car park that we parked in. They're taking the whole lot, but building nothing but houses there, and no parking spaces. So it's just like, thank you. You know, take away. They're taking away the trees. They're taking everything away, and it's just like houses. Bang, 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 houses. You know, so it's a bit naughty, really. Let me just bring it up for you, see if you can see it. So we got 4K screen. There we are. So this red bit here is the area that they're going to do. I don't know if it doesn't include these shops. It doesn't include the shops there because they're already owned by somebody. I think there's a conservative club on the corner. But this is the bit I think is naughty. The car park, which is quite a big car park. And this is going to not just be residential. It's going to be shops as well. So what they're saying is, right, we're going to build shops here, but you can't have any parking for the shops. Literally, it's going to be all of this and shops, 0 parking. So what they want you to do is to park all the way over here and walk the long distance to get there. So I think this is a arse backwards idea, and just greedy as per usual. Take away the trees, take away the greenery, take away the car parking, and build nothing but houses, because money, money, money. Yeah.
And also they build them like so quick these days. They cut corners, and to be honest, I don't think new builds are built as well as old ones.
Yeah.
Even from like 20 years ago. They're just trying to
fall apart, don't they?
Meet timescales, aren't they, nowadays? Cut corners.
I mean, you know, old buildings, you know, stone floors and things like that. It wouldn't matter how much water you got in them; they'll survive 100 years, you know, with water running through them. But you get a slight bit of water into one of these modern buildings, and it's like you've got to gut the insides, got to get rid of them all, you know, and so gut them all out and start again. So. car park housing, I got no problem with that. Simon Broberg says. Yeah. It's all about what people are saying. Okay. Yeah, it's all about money, isn't it? It's all about trying to eke the most money out of the available space. And I suppose, you know, in their view, you know, you don't need to park when you're going to shop because that's somebody else's problem. You parking is somebody else's problem, you know, and it's not their problem when they could have this, you know, instead of providing, like, you know, like the trees, you know, that's a nice feature to have in and around where you live. But they're just chopping down a load of trees. They're getting rid of them to put houses up on the backs of other people's houses. Well, maybe those people who they're putting the houses up next to would rather have the trees. You know, it's one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, you need some greenery, don't you? Otherwise it just gets a bit depressing.
Yeah. Clipstick, thank you for your £15 donation. That's very kind. Thank you. That is for 15 packs of Tangfastics. Love the content. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, we'll get some Tangfastics for tomorrow's journey because we're going to have a little bit of a journey on tomorrow. So,
After the McDonald's.
Lucifer says he was broken for ages. Poor Carl. I don't know which one you're on about. Is this Exploring with Carl? EWC? He's been off YouTube a little bit. He was like a bit down. I don't know. He had his flu jab as well, and he did really badly with it. He got side effects, and he was like bad flu symptoms off it, and like shivering and feeling like shit and headaches. I think he said. So yeah. So Carl's funny when he's broke. Yeah. So back to Christchurch then. There's no Wikipedia page for it per se, so I don't know where you do go to find out the history of the place, really.
Yeah, I did put some info in my video, like when it closed and stuff, but let me just see if I can find it.
Yeah,
So
they closed it. This was 2015. There was a news story saying they're about to close it, and they reckon it was going to save the force 80,000 a year in operating costs.
The station's been closed to the public in 2015, and its doors shut for the final time in 2017.
So it's been closed for finally closed to 2017. So that's 5 years. It's been fully closed. Then
public won't want it, so they would have used it as a dispatch centre and internal affairs and stuff.
Yeah,
a couple more years.
No, you can't come here and see us anymore because we hide inside this building. And no, if you come to the front door, we're not answering it. But if you ring 999, they'll ring through to us, and then they'll go, there's somebody down by the front door. Then we'll come down and answer it. It's literally like these police stations these days. They're like hiding places for the police. You know, it's like the whole emphasis on what police was about, you know, like sort of engaging with the public. They don't want to engage with you. The only time they want to engage with you is when they're turning up with the blue lights on to arrest somebody. That's when the police want to meet you. They don't want to meet you and speak to you at police stations. And if you do want to do it, they usually put like one, you know, every like 30 miles apart from each other. One headquarters place about 30 miles apart from each other. So it's like, you know, but these they hide inside these things. You can knock on the door, they won't answer. No. They're like a dirty shopkeeper that's closed 5 minutes early and won't let you buy something. And you've just turned there, and they just turned up, and they ignore you. And you knock on the door, and they just ignore you, like as if you're not there. And you're like, knock, 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 and they're just walking around putting things on the shelves, like, I can't hear you, I can't hear you. That's what this bullshit is with the police. Oh, so Twiggy Stoke, thank you for your content. Says love the content, keep up the good work. I shall certainly try. Thank you.
I'm just looking at the Bournemouth Daily Echo in regards to this police station, and they're saying they will be developing 130 new homes on that site.
It's a lot, isn't it?
But there's no history that I can see. There was one website that did pop up, but had nothing. It said near the police station, but not actually anything to do with the police station. Yeah, I've just put a link to what I'm reading in the private chat. If one of you want to have a look at it.
Okay. Private in the private chat. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, you're not in StreamYard, are you? Hang on.
No, I don't actually log into that thing.
Hang on. Check your phone. I've just sent it to your phone.
Oh, private chat. No, I can see it. Sorry, I hardly ever use the private chat, so I don't know it's there. Right, let's click on it then. Ooh, Daily Echo. There we are. Look, options. No, I don't wish to have cookies. Why do they think you would want to have cookies? Isn't it? It's like, would you want to have cookies? No. So, do you want to have cookies? No. Do you want to have cookies?
Unless
No.
they've got real ones to offer, it's a no.
Yeah, I'll have some milk. But...
Yeah. What's this then? So, oh, that's the same thing. Where's it gone then? Oh, that's weird. Oh, hang on. It's in there. There we are. It's in. For some reason, it opened into Chrome. I don't know why. There we are. Home plans for Christchurch station approved. Why is it asking me? Support this site by answering a quick question. What?
That's what the thing is.
Look at all this bollocks coming up on the screen. They wonder why you don't want to give them your bloody cookies. You know? Oh, for Christ's sake. Look, it's all adverts. I've got to read adverts before I get the information. Where's the information? There's no information. It's just nothing but adverts, really. And they wonder why people don't like bloody looking at newspaper websites. I would look at it, but I'm not going to be answering a quick question in order to see this web page. Bollocks. Is that what the Daily... No wonder the Daily Echo. Remember we went there? This is the Daily Echo, folks. No wonder they bloody went to web only, because nobody's going to read it if you're going to ram bloody adverts down people's throats. Bollocks. Right, I'll come back to my normal. Normal programming shall now resume. God alive, I hate adverts. Right, councils have approved plans to redevelop the former police station site in the centre of Christchurch for a second time. Is it BCP, Bournemouth something, is it? Bournemouth?
That's all that stands for. They all merged.
Right. Okay, Council's Planning Committee gave its backing to Astor's Homes scheme for the site between Barrack Road and Bargates after legal issues saw its initial February decision scrapped. Despite warnings from objectors that reports provided to them were biased, the councillors said that the development would provide improvements all year round. Astor Homes development will, and then it cuts off. Woo! My goodness, Clipstick, thank you very much. Long drives are annoying now that Haribos get covered. Long drives are annoying now that the Haribos are covered. Get yourself something else to make it fun. Okay, coffee, which might have actually caused problems with my urinary infection. I got told today, I was like, so they said, you've been drinking a lot. I said, yeah, I drink lots of stuff. I've been drinking lots of tea. And they went, oh, caffeine's not good for urinary infections. I'm like, oh, balls. Been drinking loads of coffee and tea. So, yeah. So,
in your video, Matt, did you talk about the little dump we went into beforehand? The little taxi rank?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it.
Joined a bit.
We just showed it, you know. We actually went in there and it was the heroin needles and him stepping on some sort of like weird thing. Jelly. And it sort of went like a zit. Like an exploding zit.
I was in the other room and I sort of heard all the commotion. You guys like shouting like what?
Steve, you're an idiot, by the way. I saw what you were on about to me earlier.
Ooh.
What's that, mate?
In your video. The Easter egg.
Yeah, I put an Easter egg in my video.
Oh.
How Ray. Nuclear siren.
Siren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was saying I was wheezing a bit, and suddenly I went, and it's not coronavirus, and suddenly puts a still of me, and then puts nuclear siren
in on him.
Yeah.
The nuclear siren on.
You can sometimes see the tension levels go up when we're on explores, and Ray has some funny mannerisms where his head he turns his head a lot more quick, you know, because he's on edge, because he's like, so he gets a bit more like that. Jordan is funny because he walks about 100 miles an hour when he's in like a is somebody watching us. You see him, and he just like he's walking, but he speeds it up, so he's now like a little robot going, you know. So, yeah.
I met him. We met him the other night, didn't we? Is that Jordan we met?
That's right.
It was all like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny when he got me with a thing, because I was like, "Is there something wrong with your eyes?" Because he was like that, and it was a loop. He was playing a loop in his video, and every once in a while he would take it off and he would start speaking, and then it would like go back to the loop, and I didn't realise it was a loop. So he totally got me. Urban Legend's been kicked out, has he? By accident. What's he been saying then? Oh dear. No, John, no accident. Oh dear. What's he done now? What's he been saying? What have you been saying? He's a good guy. He's all right. I mean, I'll leave the mods. They know what they're doing for the moment. I'll deal with it later. Sorry. So anyway, yeah, I've done some explores with Urban Legend recently. The Showcase Cinema, he was up there with that one, and I saw his video of that. That's what got me interested in going down. So, I mean, how did you find out about this Christchurch place then? I mean, I think I read about it a while back, but I've definitely driven past it, but I thought it was in Ringwood in my head.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Yeah.
Well, we just knew it was closed down, didn't we?
Yeah.
So
well, I've driven past it quite a few times. So I used to work in Bournemouth, so I'd had to go past it to get to it when I lived down that way. But it had always been, you know, never really changed from when it closed down and all this stuff went up to now.
Well, Chris Hensby is saying, when is the Christchurch Explore going to be aired?
Rewind an hour.
Yeah. It's already been out. That's what we're talking about. Anyway.
To be fair, there is two parts to the Christchurch.
There is.
Explore, because another one.
Yeah, went back. We went back, took some more people.
Well, not that, but we did an explore before the police station, didn't we? That's the one I was on about.
Apparently, it's not the real Urban Legend. Somebody's faking names now. Oh dear. I wish it wouldn't do that, arseholes. So
wasn't that the same person in your premiere tonight? Because someone did get banned in your premiere.
No, that was his mate John Fashanu or something. But the thing is, it was the Urban Legend who said, "Can you allow?" But he did it on my phone. Sorry, I was saying the Urban Legend, then said, "Can you let John Fashanu back in?" Which I did because he contacted me on my phone. But I was just thinking, if he had done that in the chat, I would have taken his word for it. And if it was a fake guy, I'd be letting somebody back in that was not meant to be let back in. But anyway, yeah. Oh, Mr. Bengals sending me messages. But I don't know what. Shall I? Hang on.
Mate, it wasn't the real one. It wasn't the real Urban Legend.
It wasn't a real Urban Legend. There you go, see? So, we now know.
Your new software didn't work then, by the way.
Oh, no, but it was a human voice.
Ah, right.
It understands human voice. So anybody that's speaking, it will have the music subtracted and sound effects and keyboard stuff, you know, subtracted away from them, supposedly, if it's having a good day. But there we are. Matthew should get Exploring with Fighters to do StreamYard. I should, actually. Do you know what? I keep avoiding and not getting down to. I said to Steve Ronan, like, over a year ago, like, will you come on a live stream? And I just never find myself quite got the nerve to sort of say, come on then, let's do a live stream. It'd be good. I think we'll have good fun. I mean, if I'm on his stream, I've got to be more polite and not swear. But yeah, it would be quite good fun. I mean, there's Dan, there's Andrew. I don't know why I don't do it, actually. I keep thinking about these things when I'm driving the car, and then I get home and I completely they just jump out of my head. I always think about these things, like, you know, Josh said he would as well, you know, so strike whilst the iron's hot. But yeah, I'm sure people would love to hear from these people. They would like to hear them.
Based, is it can't remember where he said he was based. It's either New Jersey or Massachusetts.
It might be
can't remember
New
which one it
Jersey. I thought it might be Ohio or like Chicago or something like that. Can anybody remember where?
Illinois.
Illinois. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I
I'm
can't
just
remember.
trying to put something in the chat. I think I found a bit of history on this police station now.
Right.
Everyone's talking about the M word in the chat.
The what?
M.
The M word.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Wast.
yeah? Okay.
WAST. So the planning committee
That
approved.
one, yeah.
Approved the scheme in February, but the application was withdrawn in the face of a threat of a legal challenge over the decision. A judicial review pre-action protocol letter warned that it had been unlawful. Read more about police station site decision unlawful. It said biodiversity. It said that biodiversity policy had not been complied with, and there was incorrect advice on the effects of the planned, quote, ecological corridor. So I suppose what they mean is that, like, hedgehogs and foxes and bits and pieces, they have like a little route, which is probably the trees. Remember I said about them pulling the trees down? Yeah. Because trees ain't important, but houses are. No, I think, they basically probably said, so where's the bloody, where's the route for all these animals then that used to come back and forth up there? Because it probably just doesn't occur to a Freemasonic bloody council member or planner or bloke with lots of money, So yeah.
You know that in the police station, that thing I laid on.
Your
mattress.
Ooh,
yeah.
The mat. Did you lay on a mat?
Yeah, of course. I'm looking at a website which I've put in the chat as well.
Sexy
in 2018,
mattress.
so that
Sexymattress.com. You shouldn't go to sites like that. I told you about that.
Funkymattress.com.
Dirtymattress.com, yeah.
There's an explore done in 2018 by Urbex Camo, and he's been in there, looks like just after it's shut. And it looks a bit more, obviously a lot more immaculate than when we've been in there.
Since we went back the second time, there's actual physical damage on the plaster walls, and we went in that key room. Do you remember?
Yeah.
The cubby holes, and there were like stickers, labels for every item. There was literally 100 boxes, and they had everything from like keys to coins, weed, all that sort of thing.
Yeah,
and we couldn't get in there the first time. The door was locked and someone had kicked it down. But oddly, I didn't see any signs that where we had got in had been altered, unless they put it back how we found it.
Yes, quite a hard one to get into, that place. So I don't know how the rest of the people that are getting in there are doing it, because it is quite hard. The only
thing I did notice, actually, another entry point round the other side of the building, which they could have got in that way.
Yes.
But they might have not got in the same way as we did.
Yeah, I did.
The way
that leads to it, doesn't it? It leads on to where we were. We did it the awkward way. We did it the more awkward way. There is a slightly less awkward way, but yeah, still though, they would have to get into a rather quite well protected place. I mean, it's not easy, and I don't want to go giving it away, but put it like this: if you are keen-eyed, the clues are all there in the drone footage, but I didn't want to emphasize it too much. So the clues are there, but keen.
And if you're eagle-eyed as well, there's a certain point in your video as well, midway through.
Oh, right. Ah, there you go.
He's like, did I leave something in?
So, what have we got then? Hello, EWT Exploring with Tinsk is in now. Hello, how you doing, mate? And I think we've got the real urban legend UK. Right? Did you know that somebody had faked your name earlier on and came in? Yeah. And Clipstick says the corridor in the police station that leads nowhere. I'm curious if no blueprints or architect's drawings are public knowledge to obtain. Suppose you could. You might be able to get that sort of stuff from the council or in the library. But I don't know, they're a bit funny with police stations, but now that it's going to be demolished, I suppose it's kind of like fair game. But they might not want you knowing the layout of a police station in case somebody wanted to break somebody out, I suppose. Which is a justifiable reason to not. It was quite well fortified, that place, wasn't it? It was like big concrete walls, small slitty windows at the top which you couldn't get through in some rooms.
Someone nicked all the copper though from the bathroom
Yeah.
taps, didn't they? Where the little spiles were. It's a bit ridiculous. Like, it was literally 2 to 3 feet of copper as well.
Yeah.
Not really worth it, is it?
I think they must chop it up in and sort of like do it in lines and sniff it or something. It's like it's the next thing up from cocaine, copper, sniffing copper.
The Urban Legend UK, the corridor wasn't the evidence room. That was what we was talking about just a minute ago. That was on the second time we were in there. We found the evidence room, which was upstairs, not downstairs, which will probably be shown in the next one.
Yeah. It was a sorry. It
Might
was a
be sorting weapons. Yeah, that's a good point. They might have stored their firearms down there, possibly.
Was very close to the back door where I suppose
That was where the wood was wedged in the door, wasn't it?
That was the yard where people would exercise. It could be, because I think that was like a reinforced area, where you couldn't easily get access. But to put it at the end of where all the cells are, makes you wonder, doesn't it? But maybe it's because it's the most reinforced section of the police station. Like everything else had windows and various ways you could smash your way in. But that would be the final point, you could get to in a police station like that. The final place you could get to. Yeah, maybe.
It is a good shout. Think of that.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah. Storing exhibits, yeah. Yeah, weaponry.
Yeah.
Exploding bullets and rocket launchers. Probably, which they're not supposed to have, but
Revolvers.
they just couldn't wait to get them out one day. One day they know they'd need to use them, so they had them there, probably.
Imagine police with RPGs.
Yeah. Yeah. Or laser guided missiles, so they can just point a green laser at a building and fire a missile in the air, and it's like boom, take the building out. Yeah. Hellfire missiles, I think they're laser guided.
That's what I was just about to say, Hellfire, yeah.
Yeah.
It's what they use on the Typhoons, isn't it?
Yeah. Thing is, I don't know, there's got to be something with the Hellfire's targeting system, because if anybody could just point a laser pointer and that would be good enough, I would imagine there's got to be a modulated signal in the laser pointer, so it's pulsing, so it's giving a certain type of code, because otherwise if somebody fires a Hellfire and you don't want them to be picking you up, you just start firing lasers off in different directions and it's going to go oh. So it's only it should be, I reckon, for safety reasons, only going for the one laser point, and it can tell that by a signature, I'm guessing.
That.
I'm guessing because I mean anybody can buy laser pointers. So
what's the other one? Brimstone missiles. They used to. That's another thing, because I know the Tornadoes used to use that, and they couldn't retire them until the Typhoons were capable of carrying them.
Right.
I think that was it. If you're into the RAF planes.
Well, I don't know if they still got any fly-by-wire missiles, because they used to have those in the past. They'd fire it, and it would have a camera on there, and it would transmit the signal down the wire. And I think it was just a single wire, and it used to just like radio frequency transmission down the wire. And of course, you couldn't jam those missiles because they're connected with a wire, so you're not using radio waves to jam them. And it was just like you'd fire it, and you'd just steer it with a joystick to the target. Here we go, bang.
I think EMP would be the only thing to stop that. But by then, the whole jet would be disabled anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well-known unknown says coded, Matt, correct. Ah. Yeah. I wonder what the coding is. I wonder what sort of, and how good it is. You know, whether it's a little encrypted packet or those could be fake, do you see? And that's the other thing is, like, if you know the code, then you could replicate the code. So I wonder if it would be like a rolling code that sort of couldn't be emulated to send things off target. Yeah. That would be the only secure system, really, I suppose. Yeah. So, well, I'm just thinking, what else was there now? We didn't really see some of the yardy bits outside. We didn't.
No, the car park and stuff.
Yeah, didn't see any of that.
See any of that.
I suppose the best time to get down to see it, if people, you know, keep their eyes open, would be. I mean, you could try and get in there now, you know, but whether or not after the video goes out, I'm sure it'll just be. It better be right now, yeah, because once the video's out, I mean, they tend to lock these things up. But I suppose the best time is to just look for when they're starting to demolish it, and then you'll be able to get in, because it'll be quite easy to
take
get.
A hard hat for safety.
Just go back in the night time. It's going to take them a long time, I would imagine, to smash that building up, because it's reinforced.
Solid, isn't it?
Yeah, thick concrete. Like, you know, in some bits they probably want it bomb proof. You know, so.
If it's anything like the floors in that bank vault, they were about 2 foot thick concrete, weren't they?
Yeah.
The floors in the bank building.
Clipstick is saying, or they were surprised. I don't know if it's a male or a female Clipstick. Was surprised to see a £1 peep show coin slot windows on the loo. Yeah. So that's what the police, when they're bored, they can just watch you taking a poo. Yeah. Like 50 pence for a minute. £2 coin, 5 minutes. Yeah. Watch somebody on the shitter. Great. That's what you need, isn't it?
Lovely.
Well, they do like looking up your bum and stuff. Have you ever been in a police station? I don't know. Have you ever been arrested, boys?
No.
No? Oh, you hang around with me long enough. You will be. Yeah. No, they do. They sort of like a couple of times they've said to me, right, sort of like, you know, strip off. And I'm like, oh, God. And they make you strip off, like, all right, and you stand there, and then they go, right, part your cheeks, and you've got to grab your buttocks, you've got to pull them apart, and they look up there, see if there's anything up there. Yeah, and then they go, can you move your testicles? So you've got to pull your bollocks to the right, and you've got to pull your bollocks to the left, and then they're like, can you pull your foreskin back? You've got to pull your foreskin back, make sure you haven't hidden anything up your foreskin. Really? Yeah. And I mean, if you haven't like had a bath that day, it might not be. Are you
sure this is a search?
Yeah.
Or is this something else?
I've had this.
You're not just trying to flirt.
I've had this a couple of times. Yeah. Seriously, people got no idea. You know, it's quite degrading. You know, but they're concerned that you might have drugs up there. You know. So you know.
Jesus.
If you have anything on you that you shouldn't have had, you'll get the full search. So if you had a little bit of dope in your wallet or whatever, boom, you are definitely getting your arsehole looked up. You know, that's it. So, hiya, Sue Dilworth, just come in. Yeah.
Hi there.
Yeah. So.
Grinson 007, they are virgins.
Yeah.
I mean, in this context, I'll probably have to look at it that way, judging by what you just told us.
Yeah, well, they're saying about cavity searches. Well, the trouble is, if they think that you're, you know, not being straight with them, they could order a cavity search, especially if you're, what they'll do is they put you in a cell, and if you don't start, you know, like coming down off whatever high you're on or whatever, they could order a cavity search, and that is not good. I mean, you know, literally like sticking things up your arse, sticking cameras up your arse, and
then if they're not satisfied with that, I'd assume they book you a visit to the morgue so they can cut you open and have a good look and then sew you back up.
Yeah, I mean, it
to
has
make
been
sure
known.
they're satisfied.
It has been known for them to, yeah, like certainly with customs and excise, they sit you on a glass toilet. And if you want any time you want to go out of shit, they sit you on a glass toilet, and every time you take a crap, they've got rubber gloves that are connected to this thing, and they stick them in, and they feel around your poo to see if there's anything in it. It's disgusting, isn't it? Yeah, no, seriously, you would not believe how Nazi these idiots
It's a bit
are.
like Julian McKee. She used to like doing stuff like that.
We might find out tomorrow.
Program a few years ago.
But it's a special toilet. But the smell can get out. It's like designed. It's got a little fan and things. But they try to keep the smell in. But they say nah, the smell gets out. But I mean, it's so you don't have any contact. You have these like long like gloves that you'd have. You know, like if you were handling a virus and you put your hands in like nuclear materials. You put your hands in and you do whatever you got to do, and then they vacuum. Yeah, and you know, it's just like what the hell. So
that's when you say, did I book a doctor's visit or have I actually been arrested?
It's when they tell you to cough.
Yeah. Sunfire says he was nicked.
Everyone.
He was nicked for some amphetamine. Never had a full search. You must have been lucky. You are lucky, mate.
I'm just going to grab another beer.
A stout or a beer?
Well,
Don't soak Guinness, mate.
A stout. I think I've left it in the car. 2 seconds.
Yeah,
They'll be cold though.
Yeah, at least they'll be cold.
The thing is, I joked with an officer once, and I said like, you can touch it if you want. And it was like because he was looking at me, and I've had him look. You know, when you take a piss, right? When you take a piss, and they're like with you, you know, and like because it's like not always are you in like a cell or something like that. So it's like, and they have to come in with you, and stand there to make sure that you're not trying to pull anything out of your arse or stuff anything up your arse or put anything behind your bollocks or take anything out of your bollocks or see if you've got a little skin flap here and you can insert your hand into your chest and take out organs. You know what I mean? It's like they literally are standing there watching you. And then in half an hour or an hour's time, they'll be letting you go. You know what I mean? So that's why it doesn't make much sense to me. It's like they go to all that length, you know. And I've had prescription drugs with me, which I was meant to be taking, and they go, no, you can't have those. And I go, why? And they go, it's got to be in a packet with your name on it, untouched. Yeah. Right? If there's one of those tablets that's been taken out of the packet, they won't let you have it. I questioned this when I was in last time in Torquay, and I said, oh, yeah. I said, so you're not going to let me have my sort of prescription drugs? And they were like, no, we can't because you haven't got a packet with my name on it. Yeah, that's right. And it not even allowed to take one tablet. Now, how many people, I said, are going to carry around an unopened box of tablets with their name on it? Yeah. And he goes, yeah, not many. And I said, yeah, so exactly. So when you're in police custody, you don't get your medication. Yeah. Wankers. So, anyway,
got a question for you from Melissa.
Melissa Jones Paranormal. Matt, would you ever consider to explore the lead mines in Sheldon, Derbyshire? I've never really heard about them, but I don't know. Are they dangerous? If they are, I'll send Dan Dixon in first. He likes doing crazy shit. Lead mines. Well, I don't know whether you can get injured from lead. I don't know, like lead mines.
The only injury you can have is if you consume it. It's poisonous, isn't it?
Yeah.
The only thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any other way that lead can get into your system, but I've got a feeling. I mean, you obviously have to check because certain mines, I think, copper mines and tin mines, are particularly nasty for certain gases that can come out. You know, they're more prone to it, whereas chalk is quite benign. I don't think you have much happens in chalk. You know, if you had your bunkers built in chalk. So
we've been in a lot of chalk bunkers.
Indeed. Yeah. Ooh, here we are. I can't show this because it's somebody else's website, isn't it? I can't show that. I'll read it though. I wonder if I can Can I read it whilst this thing's still... oh, of course, it's brought up in the wrong bloody browser, that's why. Why is it sending all my links to... There we are. So that's not interfering with that now. It's sending all the links when I click them to bloody Chrome, which I hardly ever use. There we are. Right. Ha. Oh, I see, because that Urban Explorer website, when I didn't have the ad blocker on, was giving me all sorts of crap at the top of the page, which I'm glad I don't have to look at now, because I've got an ad blocker on. Oh, God, it had rooms with a recording thing in it, you know, saying recording in the room as well. Yeah.
You can absorb lead through the skin.
Ugh.
How would you absorb it, though?
Well,
cuts, I'm guessing.
I suppose it could be in a soluble form, but very, you know, finely, I don't know, liquid, you know, like, don't know. Because you get, like, acids and things like that, which are sort of metals can be dissolved into certain things, and I suppose they could then get into you that way. So.
Well, they used, apparently Lucifer says they used to put it in makeup.
Oh, great. It's clever, isn't it?
Someone said, have you ever been sent to prison for an explore? I think that's a bit overkill. Probably the most is a police cell. But... yeah,
police cells. And they've tried to hang on to us for as long as they possibly can, which is bullshit. You know, and you get this...
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
On the Plymouth thing, yeah.
And they also do dirty tricks as well, whereby, like, they don't tell you that whilst you're inside, they've decided to go and raid your house and just check what you've got in your house and turn everything over in your house, yeah? So they don't tell you that until you're, like, leaving. And just when you're leaving and they go in, oh, yes, you can leave now, they usually sort of, oh, by the way, here's a piece of paperwork. We went to your house and turned it over. Oh, great. Thank you. You know? So they're full of bullshit like that, the police, you know? And they think it's great. They think that's absolutely wonderful. You know, funny, and one up for the police. And they wonder why people don't like them. So, yeah, lead leaches into water and it raises the metal levels in the water. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Avoid drinking the water. So they explored Matt's body. Yes, they did.
We got a troll in right now, Jeffrey Bale. He got the same comment many times.
Hidden history. Watch Wise Up channel. I don't know what that is. Wise Up.
No.
It's either spam or it's someone that doesn't think their original message is sent to just sending it again. But
I don't know why. Was he directing you towards that hidden history? So yeah.
I'm just having a look.
But
now.
You know, the thing is, if you're going to troll, if you troll it in the English language with good grammar, so we can understand what exactly and how shall I fuck off, sir? You know, isn't it like if you're going to jumble it together, then we're not going to understand. But Jordan Chivers or Chivers, I suppose, has just subscribed. This is amazing.
How do you find that out when you're on a stream?
Buddy Boy has just subscribed. Paching. You can't see it here, but on my Streamlabs thing, I've got it set up. Triggers. Oh, Smudge Kyle has just subscribed. There we are. So, yeah, thank you very much. So I had 3 subscribers. Yeah. Yeah, it intercepts the status of your page. It intercepts various pages, and I think there's a like a status stream or something where it tells you who's just subscribed and things like that. And if there's any new event in that, it will then pump it onto the screen. And I think if there's any in a chat stream, if it detects that anyone's donated, it reads that sort of text and then it sends that up onto the screen. So there's 3 types of alerts. There's if somebody joins as a member of your channel, that's one alert. I think the other one is subscription, and then there's chat. Now you can get it to trigger. I mean, I could set events so if somebody says a word, you know, like then it would go like blah, blah, somebody said the word, you know, or something like that, and they can, like, you know, set fireworks off. So you can, but it would just get crazy, because if people knew what that word was, they'd be doing it all the time to set the fireworks off. But you could hide the word, and you could say, well, if anybody says the word, the magic word tonight, without us telling you what it is, it's going to trigger the thing over there. And then you could give clues then, and then once somebody actually types in that word, boom, it'll just like fire off a way, you got it, you know. So, or something like that, you know. You can set it up for all sorts of things. So, yeah.
Just something from EWT tints.
Yeah,
Stuff.
the body can absorb
Lead.
the body can absorb lungs and gut. Lead is taken up by the blood and rapidly distributed to the liver and kidneys. It is slowly absorbed by the soft tissues and the bones. I think I saw something the other day where that's right. I watched this channel you may not be familiar with, but it's called Chubby Emu, which has got nothing to do with why it's called Chubby Emu, because the guy is like an Asian American sort of doctor, and I think he works in toxicology. He's a toxicologist, and what he does is every video is about somebody that gets brought into the emergency room presenting certain symptoms. And he's got this little mannerism when he says, he always goes like, presenting, and he does this like little weird like hand gesture every time. I've noticed it. He does it. It's subtle, but I've noticed he does it. He's presenting in the ER room with his little hand gesture. But he tells you like about various weird poisonings that have happened and how they try to find out what the source can be. Sometimes the people are not aware themselves or are unconscious, so they can't help, but they go through like, you know, a whole sort of like checklist, and by a lot of the time, well, not all the time, but a lot of the time, these people are kind of too far gone, so they end up dead, and then they do a post-mortem on the body and find out how screwed up they were because they literally touched something or whatever. But one of these things was a kid had been chewing on old toys, and they got lead in the paint. And when they checked him out, I think he became a vegetable. He was like never going to become more than like 2 years of age mentally because of it. So you know, it's one of those. But they were saying that it was just absolutely incredible, the amount of lead that was in his body, and just a crazy amount of lead. And there's all sorts of stories like that on there, on that Chubby Emu. It's quite interesting. I like, yeah. But he talks about when people have got these sorts of metals, I can remember, because it's all chemistry and I don't really understand that, but he talks about, well, on the periodic scale, and he's sort of like, on the periodic scale, this number is this. And if you take one above it, it will want to leach to it or want to connect to it or something like that. I can remember him saying, so like, so we use something of this, and then you flood the body with that substance, which the body can get rid of, right? And because it's that sort of thing, this will attach to that, and then it will carry the thing you don't want out of the body, which I thought was interesting. I never knew that sort of thing, but it's like something will pull something else out of the body, but it has to be something the body can deal with, whereas it can't deal with lead, or you don't want that, but it can flush some other sort of substance. But if you put that substance in, lead goes, oh, that substance, and it's something to do with it's above it. Is it something to do with it's above it on the periodic table or something like that? I can't remember how it works, but something above it it'll attach to it then and wants to get flushed out. Tell me if I am talking shit. Yeah, H Jasper E says YouTube channel Chubby Emu. That's the one. Yeah. Sue Dilworth says it works on mercury in the body too. Yeah.
We've got a question. What's the most scared you've been on an explore?
Scared? Oh,
Matt doesn't get scared.
My heart rate went up quite a bit when we were in that haunted place in Bristol. You know, at the it felt really weird, like, you know, strange sensation in the room, and then everything got like quiet, and then the temperature sort of dropped down, and it was like very, very strange. And then, like, you know, boom, like the building shook at one point. The whole building shook, which was really weird. And Yeah. So, yeah. Mercury poisoning. Yeah, it is it's pretty bad. There was another woman, she had mercury in her, and there's I think it's a thing called, is it ethyl methyl mercury? It's this kind of mercury that is only meant to be handled in the lab. But if you had like a pinhead of this on your skin, it'd be enough to just damage your brain for life. You know, it's kind of like if they don't get it out quick enough, because it'll go into your blood, then it goes into the brain, and it tends to hang around in there. But you can you can get it out, but it's the damage it does. Even though you've removed it and got rid of it, it's already done the damage. So it's one of those. Yeah. But Chubby Emu is quite interesting to watch. I do like to watch him. Maybe I'll understand what he's on about one day with this business of like you use something else to attach, to attach to it chemical wise. Anyway.
Matt is only scared that the toilets will be smashed.
Yeah. I get
the toilet rolls.
I get scared and start sweating really badly when I need to go to the toilet, and then I think, oh shit, I ain't got any toilet paper, and it's like and this sort of business, yeah. Because when you got to go, you got to go, and so
No power.
yeah. Yeah, or I'm well, I'm not actually scared. I'm not really scared of being in buildings when I'm with a bunch of people, but when I'm on my own, my senses go much more alert, and I'm listening, and I'm not making any noise. Like we tend to just walk around like bang 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 bang. We don't care, but you notice that the way you behave changes radically if you're on your own. It's like low torchlight. It's like sneaking up to corners, listening. You become much more attentive to your senses when you're on your own. So
yeah, we don't do many on our own. I think it's always safer to have at least two of you, because you never know what might go wrong.
Yeah, well, that time when we were in France and we got to that third level, and that's the scariest thing, I think, because we couldn't breathe and we had to try to run out of the third level down.
Was that a third level underground we went in?
Yeah, it was
a second level.
Yeah.
It's bloody deep, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think the heat didn't help, but that was not.
It was very sulphury down there, wasn't it? On the third level. It was, I think if we had sort of masks, I would like to spend a bit more time down there because we didn't quite see it all, because the smell was so bad.
Well, they say if you start smelling sulphur, you should get out straight away, because that could be a sign of noxious gases. And we did have Dennis on you talking about this, and I think he said that if you see somebody fall down and you can smell that, is you do not go and get them. You run out yourself, because by that point you're almost on the point of doing what they're doing. So it's going to be one's down, but it's going to be two's down, three down, because you're all trying to run to help the other person. They literally, the protocol is, if you smell something or your alarms go off, you all run, but it's each man for himself, because if you go to try and drag somebody, you're going to be breathing more air trying to drag them. Yeah, you're dead too. That's it.
I think, to be honest, if we were down there maybe a minute longer than we were, I think it would have gone quite wrong. It was nasty, and of course it was like 38 degrees, I think.
Yeah.
And we were just generally hot anyway. And we were trying to sort of walk around and film holding our breath, and that combined with the smell, we just couldn't breathe at all. So we literally just ran for the next flight of stairs up to the next level, didn't we?
Yeah.
Richard Warnock, thank you for your donation, and he says the missing molecules make me scared. Okay, sorry, Ray, go ahead.
No, I was saying we could have bumped into the occupants that were living in that bunker as well, which could have caused a bit of trouble. But that was the other thing.
They were on the floor up above. We saw
clothing, suitcases, shoes.
Stuff, yeah.
I mean, the trouble.
And also, you've got to be careful around there because there's a lot of migrants, so you don't want to sort of bump into them really. Don't want getting any trouble or anything.
Yeah, I mean the trouble is with gases as well is if they don't have a way to flow out naturally, they will accumulate, and because they have different densities. Now I'm not an expert on what works and which way. Like oxygen is going to be this sort of density, and CO2 might be less dense, and if it's less dense, I think it goes up, yeah, and if it's more dense, it'll go down, but whatever's at the bottom, if it's more dense, could be the one you can't breathe. So it might be bad the further you go down. It's like water can be in different levels. If you pour like a different fluids into water, they separate at different levels, so you can see different colours in the water. Well, gases are the same, and they will find their own level. So you come from one level where you're perfectly fine, and you go down maybe just 10 feet further down, and suddenly you're into a whole new level of gas. So you could literally stick your head down into noxious gas and knock yourself out, put your head up, breathing oxygen. You know what I mean? If you stir it up in the room, it's obviously it's going to move around, but the settling point will be, I can breathe, now I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Now I can breathe, now I'm going to die. Just, it could be as little as that if you're not moving too much gas out of the way. But yeah, this is why we should really take those gas meters, but...
And I think that's exactly what happened. It just accumulated down there. There was no airflow. It was 3 stories underground in this bunker, and it was just sat there. So the only way to sort of get out of it was to make our way back up. But really interesting place we went to. Definitely want to go back there. I think
yeah, definitely.
when Europe's sorted out a bit better.
Yeah. Ooh, right. They're talking about mercury in bulbs. Yeah, I mean, when you used to smash one of those fluorescent lights, they used to say you should really open the windows. You should like get it out. And they say that if in a business that 2 fluorescent lights are smashed, you have to evacuate the building until there's been a certain amount of airflow through it. I mean, in employment law, something like that. If I think 1. You can get away with keeping the workforce in there, but if it's 2 are smashed, you're supposed to clear the workforce out. So yeah.
Oh, that Jeffrey Bell person that was commenting and all that stuff. He's just said the guys watch the channel called Wise Up. He has made. I'm guessing he's got a channel that he wants us to watch, but hang on,
so he's doing self promotion in you. Oh God.
Well, he subscribed to my channel, so I'm,
oh well,
I don't mind.
All is forgiven now.
I don't mind him.
Yeah. I just love these people who come in and they're like, look at my channel, look at my channel, look at my channel in somebody else's chat thing. It's like, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. Yeah.
I've had a quick look. It looks like something about him doing jigsaws.
Oh,
and
wow.
What came up?
We need to get over there immediately then. I'm going to stop the stream now, so I'll get over and check out some jigsaw action. Yeah. Well, shall we wrap it up at about 10 o'clock? Keep it a nice, neat 2 hours? How does that sound?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's going to be an early one.
Because we're going to be up early in the morning doing madnesses.
Taffy just says, night, guys. I just had a message.
He's off, is he? Right.
Yeah.
So, any questions that anyone wants to ask before we go, or chatting about the police station, or anything else that you have that you'd like to sort of go through? Anyway, you have to wait 30 seconds for the answer to that one. But in the meantime, just trying to think, what else did we do down there? That taxi guy,
I think that's it.
Did bugger off in the end, didn't he? He did bugger off, but
yeah,
it seemed like it was his little sort of like spot he liked hanging around. Maybe he doesn't have a home to go to, or whatever. But
or maybe he's getting withdrawals from the closed taxi rank next door.
Yeah,
and he's just,
or he's waiting for his next fare. But can't imagine there's many of those at the moment, anyway.
No.
Subaru says, have you done the Area 51 thing you, Taffy, etc. were doing? I haven't taken him down underground. No, not to like underground Rudlow. But I'm just thinking now, I did want to do something that's in Wiltshire that's quite Area 51-ish in its own way. And I do need to get around to doing it. And it is just down the road from me. And I just would like to do some research on it and basically check it out, you know, as much as you can do from outside. Obviously not going in there because this place is very, very hyper secret. So, you know, try and do as much research as I can. Probably get asked, what am I doing? You know, as you do. But yeah, I just think it might be. I should do it because it's down the road from me, and yeah, I mean a lot of people are afraid to kind of go to these places, but I'm not really. So, plus there's some hills nearby, and I got some pretty big zoom lenses, so I'm thinking of sort of like remotely researching without having to go near the place.
Andrew Clark in the chat says, what would be the ultimate explore for each of you?
Ultimate. I would love to see these secret nuclear bunkers in Switzerland, which apparently are big enough to house the entire Swiss population. Which
I've heard about that. Yeah.
don't get talked about a lot.
You mean where they've got all the seeds? Is that the one?
No, that's Svalbard or whatever it's called.
Is that Iceland or Sweden or Iceland?
Svalbard. It's in the Danish island north of the Shetland Islands.
Mm-hmm. That's the seed bank, isn't it?
Seed vault. Yeah, that's not that one. But that'd be a cool one though. I think for me, what I'd like to do, I mean, it would never happen, is sort of explore all the underground tunnels under Downing Street.
Yeah,
that'd be something. Because I know someone that's actually been underground in Downing Street, and it goes down 3 stories, and it's just sort of offices and stuff like that. But there's obviously escape tunnels and all that sort of stuff, and what do you call it? So I think that'd be a real interesting one for me.
I think for me it would be the catacombs in France. Sorry.
I like
skeletons.
Techie stuff, and I'd love to get a tour of GCHQ or like an active site like Fylingdales, you know, like pave pores over the horizon radar, phase array radar, which they do in fact. I mean, you can get a tour. I've seen like people have gone in there. It's like Britain's equivalent of NORAD. And it is connected to NORAD as well. It's actually connected. It's part of that network, yeah. So
NORAD's quite heavily used nowadays with Russian aggression.
Oh yeah. But I don't think anything's ever really changed. You know, it's like because they're always tracking aircraft to find out who they are. You know, they're always sort of like, well, who's that? Who's this? Who's that? Just because they're squawking a number or they appear to be a certain aircraft, they don't take that for granted. So they're always constantly interrogating and who's this, who's that, you know, and trying to work out. But they do say that NORAD and those pave pores, they can see something the size of like, you know, my hand in space, you know, floating around in space. They can see satellites.
Pea size, I think.
Yeah.
As small as a pea or a golf ball, like thousands of miles away.
Yeah. They can track these things in space. They don't like to admit to exactly how much they can do. And it might be a certain amount of bluff, you know, like, oh, we can do this and we can do that, you know, and it's like they can under controlled conditions, but if you asked them to find a golf ball in space, they probably wouldn't be able to do it. But if they knew where they were looking, maybe they could, you know, so it's...
a bit off topic, but I was watching a program the other day on stealth planes. They were building Area 51. They needed titanium to build it, and it obviously lacked during the Cold War, so they actually set up a series of dummy companies in America to purchase titanium from Russia to help build these stealth planes. So they're actually importing titanium from Russia to build stealth planes to basically fly and spy on Russia.
Yeah,
I've
That's
heard
really
that as
interesting.
well.
yeah. That's right,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's an Area 51 program I was watching the other day, and that was sort of covered in it. Really
Yeah.
good program. I love all that sort of stuff.
Well, you know,
Lots of
the
stuff
Russians
going
will
on there.
sell you anything. I mean, like Roger Cook, who I'm friendly with, the investigative journalist, he uncovered these people who were prepared to sell nuclear missiles. They had them, and they were like, "Yeah, how many do you want?" And it's like, right, okay. How would you just come across nuclear missiles and nuclear materials? It's like, oh, they had it, and when it was exposed on the TV program, they went in and busted these people, and they were like, you know, what the hell's going on there? And the Russians said, we checked it out. They did. They had nuclear missiles. So when people say, like, you know, oh, if the Russians like lost nuclear missiles, or if they got into the wrong hands, they're already in the wrong hands. It's just nobody wants to use one because it's just going to be pretty much a bad thing, isn't it?
America have actually lost a few of their nukes. I think there's one in Greenland, possibly. There's one in Spain, which fell out of their aircraft and didn't explode. So I think there are a couple of nukes still sort of buried in these places. Because during the Cold War, America used to fly their B-52s or whatever it was at the time, 24/7.
Mm.
They used to do it in shifts, so they used to fly 7 or 8 of them in these certain patterns, 24/7, in case they needed to sort of respond to an attack. And I think they accidentally drop one every now and then.
Can you imagine that? Like you throw the tennis ball for your dog, and he's like runs over there, and it's like goes to pick up the tennis ball, and it's like boom, mushroom cloud, like, you know, 30-mile wide. Everybody's dead. It's like, yeah, that would be that'd be quite bad. So
I think another place I wouldn't mind exploring if we could ever do it is Chernobyl.
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about that, like as if #1 destination. They want to do it.
It's been done a lot. As I was saying the other night on Vacants, I want to do that old salt mine or whatever it was in Romania.
You know, I only thought about it because I was watching something before I came on here. It was on Ben Fogel's Exploring Chernobyl. Apparently there's squatters in some of the buildings.
Talking about US and their nukes, they're still using the old 5-inch floppy disks for their systems that control the nukes, because they literally can't be hacked remotely.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
And I think that bunker at where was it now, in High Wycombe? It was USAF bunker behind the girls' school. You know, we'll just stay away from the jokes there. But anyway, behind there's this bunker that they had, and what was it called now? RAF. Oh God. But I think it began with B, wasn't it? But I can't remember what it was now. It'll come back to me. Anyway, this bunker was purposed with programming the launch information to go into cruise missiles. And apparently they would send bikes out with these discs, and they would literally drive up to a convoy of cruise missiles, insert the disc in, let the missiles or like read its data, or maybe that was done in a van and piped with a cable into the thing. But once that's loaded, then that would be it. Then the program is in, ready for, you know, launching the cruise missile. But, you know, there's not a lot of data. Dawes Hill, that's right, Days Hill, real sound system, but it's Dawes Hill. That's the one. Yeah, he's put Days Hill, then he retracted it, then he put Days Hill again, but it's Dawes Hill, DAWS. So Dawes Hill, yes, that's right, Dawes, as in DAWS. And that was a brilliant explore. That was. I loved that. I mean, that's a proper bunker, like properly dug into the ground, more modern, sealed up tight, you know, with air seals and EMP seals to stop electromagnetic pulse. as well. So like, you know, you don't get to see many of those out there.
Not that we would know anyway, but they don't build bunkers really nowadays, do they? They just kind of either utilise and refurb the ones we've already got. I don't think bunkers are being built since probably the Cold War was the last time.
Well, I mean, I don't think they build them deep enough to be able to withstand blasts anyway. And I think they always work on the basis that, you know, it's pretty much going to be game over wherever you are if a nuke lands on top of you. But it's not about landing on top of you. It's about landing just about far enough away, because the guidance systems may not be accurate enough to get them on
that's
target.
What I mean, it's location, isn't it?
It's, and
chances of a direct.
It certainly used to be in the past. They expected them to land not on target, so therefore, if you had a bunker near the surface, you could survive. Where you don't need the deep level bunkers, but NORAD, they obviously have it inside the middle of a mountain. So, yeah, you probably just
that's
fire.
The Colorado one, isn't it?
That's
I
it.
think that's
yeah.
Colorado. That's that big one. Yeah, that was actually used. So in 9/11, that was actually used, I believe.
That's right.
I think as a backup.
Yeah, Rumsfeld, I think,
That's
was in there, and he called off the aircraft taking off to intercept, because he said, "Oh, it's a training mission," and they were all like, "Oh, we've got a thing," and he was like, "No, it's just a training mission," and he called it off. So they could have intercepted the aircraft and stopped it happening. But was it a conspiracy? I think so. Yes.
Exploring with Tinsk. Yeah, the Crossrail is really deep. I've watched a few programs on that, but yeah, it's entirely possible they're building government tunnels at the same time. I mean, we wouldn't know if they were, but I guess while they're down there, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Max,
Who knows?
Unknown says, do an abandoned observatory.
Are there many out there? Abandoned.
No idea.
I would like
I'll
to
tell you where there is one. Yeah, go on.
Just out of interest, because I've done so much stuff on it over the years, I would like to see the secret parts of Burlington now. I would like to see inside the Caution Computer Centre, what have they got down there? How cool does it look, or is it pretty basic? You know, and I would like to actually see that one day, but the likelihood of it happening, yeah. And until they've got another one somewhere else that I don't know about, and they're moving everything into that one, and they're not telling me about it, and then the other one becomes redundant, then maybe they'll let me go and see it. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. So, Max EV, thank you for your donation. Which video which Explore video is the one you're most proud of? Proud. But I have to think about that one. Anybody else got a? Yeah. What about you guys? You got a proud video? So I think now.
I guess there's two sides of it. Proud of the Explorer and proud of the video you've produced on it.
I think
that's also a factor.
For the sheer pain I went through, the catacombs, because I was in a lot of pain, carrying too much equipment. I was covered in shit from the sewers and having to crawl around on my hands and knees and back-breaking walking around, and it was to have achieved it in the way I wanted to, which was with the Steadicam, because the trouble is people just walking around with shaky head cams and all this shit, and it's like, why hasn't anybody tried to do this like in a more cinematic sort of way, you know? And that I would say I'm proud of, because there's nothing worse, I think, really, than spending an extended amount of time watching an Explore video and all you're getting is just like the whole time, you know? That's why I'm quite happy if people want to cut those videos down to be like, you know, shorter. That's good. That's good for me. But I mean, you know, it's got to be smooth if you're going to do like a 2-hour walk around or a 3-hour walk around. It's got to be smooth, you know. So
someone said, would you ever fly the quadcopter inside and explore? So the drone, in other words.
I have flown the drone a couple of times. I was going to fly it at there was a manor house which we didn't reveal the location of, and they had the Indian guard was going like, "Come now!" He was calling the police, and he was going, "Come now! His dog is killing me! Help me!" or something like that. It's like, mate, grow up. You know what I mean? I was going to fly the drone in there until he came. I was literally getting out of the box to fly it inside. Yeah, where else would be good? I tell you, somebody who does do that and is really into it is Glenn. If you've seen the Explores that I've done with Glenn, he was in that one the other night from Colston. Right now, Glenn's just got the latest drone from DJI, and he was like expecting it to be the best thing since sliced bread, but he's kind of gone because they've like locked down certain things, you know, which is like he would have loved if it did exactly what he wanted, but it's like, no, it's a you can't have that, sir. You know, that sort of it, like a little bit. Anyway, he has got drones, like racing drones, and that reminds me actually, because we haven't put the bunker out. The bunker, London bunker. There's one more bunker we haven't stuck out. Did you guys come to that one with a lift?
I've only been to one. No, I've only been to the Clapham North with you.
Right. Okay. I've sorry.
You went with it's the wrong tall guy.
Yeah, the tall guy.
Yeah. What's your intro?
You're there.
Exploring with tall guy.
You're there. Yes, you.
Might have been.
Yeah, I forget who I went with now. No. It was me, Jordan, Benno, and yeah.
Depends which one you're talking about. But
yeah, the one where they got caught. You weren't there. Because you'd have been well unhappy if you were. So I don't think you were there on that one. So, but yes, that video does have to go up. Now, Glenn was flying his drone at high speed down the corridors, all the way down. And it's quite hard to do because it's not exactly bright. And so he's looking and he's trying to make out, what am I seeing? How close am I? And he's flying his drone down. And I think yeah. Oh, the favourite drone video, piss off. Yeah, that's the one. So he's very good at that. So I would imagine that if there was somewhere where he could fly his drone at high speed down a corridor or something like that, he would. Yeah.
And presumably, when you're flying in an area where you can't get GPS, because obviously the GPS handles the stabilisation, doesn't it? So you've really got to proper manually fly it.
Well, to a degree. Because without GPS, it will then rely on the it's got a sonar sensor which can accurately tell it the height. Plus, it uses barometer, so it mixes the barometer height information with the bounce off the sonar. Ultrasonics
is probably in there as well.
Yeah, so height wise, it can maintain a height, but the ones he uses don't tend to have those systems. So the Mavic does. Right. And he tends to use things a little bit more rough and ready. And then you've also got on some of the drones, like if you get too close to a side or to the up or the down, then it'll kind of stop you moving in that direction. Not entirely foolproof and accurate to use, but and I think
just a nice little thing in it to have.
Yeah. Things you have to watch out for is just like if you've got a cover on your propellers, you can kind of actually bounce off things without smashing the propellers up, so you can keep going. But if you've got what do they call them now, propeller guards, you can kind of almost bounce into things, but as long as you're not going too fast, you know. So, and of course you can always speed the footage up later on, so you can fly it nice and gently down and then speed the footage up to make you fly really quick. So there we are. It's well past 10, so it wrapping up because there we are. Yeah, otherwise we'll be on here all night. So, and I am in the process of cleaning up the footage to bring you a video from Heathrow, a part 4 from Heathrow. Just when you thought there was nothing left to see, there was more. Yeah, so we go back to Heathrow and take some people there and fill in a few blanks of places that we've never been before. So, yeah. So there we go. So check out Exploring Within and his channel, and Hidden History with Ray, who's over there. check them out. If you haven't subscribed to them, consider giving them a sort of nice subscribe, because they'd be very happy if you could do that. And we'll see you all on the next Explore. I'm going out with these guys tomorrow morning, so yeah, we should be having some fun.
Indeed.
I hope so.
So for the moment then, thanks very much for everybody tuning in, and thanks for all the people who've been supporting with the donations. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. All goes in the petrol tank or Haribos. Yes. But I only spend my own money on beer. That's all I can say. But trust me, I mean, like, petrol. If you live in the United States, you got it easy. You've got no idea. Here we are, Truro Observatory, Cornwall. Abandoned observatory in Truro in Cornwall. Oh, right. Well, we need to get down there at some point, because there is an Explore I want to do down that way. So we may well give it a go. I'll check it out now. Yeah.
Do we, before you go off air, or once you've gone off air, do we need to talk about anything for tomorrow?
All right, I'll have a chat with you.
Good?
Well, yeah, we're all. I think we're all good, but we'll just double check when we're offline, so we'll have a little chat.
All right.
But it has sounded nice and quiet tonight. I mean, I've not heard any background noises. If you guys have got any noise, I haven't heard any of it. Sounded all nice and clean and quiet. It's like,
I don't know whether the noise cancelling feature works on these when I'm plugged in the laptop. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Richard Warnock has sent across a donation. Thank you very much. He says thanks.
$5.
Get fuzzy beers. So yes, I shall. I'll try that, but I've got to get through this course of antibiotics first. So we'll see. Yeah. So let's see what the next week brings. You know, we'll get back to pissed live streams then. Yeah. So everybody likes a good pissed up live stream, but this one's a keeper. This one's a keeper, I think.
It's been the sensible one, I think.
Yeah. See, and when they're sensible, I don't delete them. So yeah, if I get pissed and start talking about bum titty bums and all sorts of things like that, then yeah, they usually get deleted.
I think the only funky bit tonight has been about the police station searching.
Oh, that's right, yeah. But that's a reality. That's the truth. You know.
Yeah.
That's not just me being silly. You know.
Thanks, Jackie, for putting our links in.
Yeah, cheers, Jackie. Hope you're doing well.
I think that if you're going to do an Explore, what you should do is you should wear a nappy and you should take a crap in it, right? And then if the police nick you, right, they're going to have to take that nappy off and have a good look around, see what's going on, right? That is your revenge for getting arrested. Wear a nappy, okay? And then they will have to deal with that. They won't be happy.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd be happy having to deal with it until they find it.
They won't be happy
nice
if you're wearing a nappy.
Warm
Yeah. So
it needs to stay warm.
They might want to get you out quicker. They might want to process you quicker. They probably won't want you in their car. Because if
that's true.
You know, so there you go. But you may not have many friends out on Explores with you as well, unless it's one of those very well sealed ones like the Chinese use on the trains. Because people in China now, they just wear nappies on trains. So they just they're sitting there like reading a newspaper, but they're actually like going like this.
That's diaper from US viewers.
Yeah. So yeah, this is very popular now in China. Yeah. So yeah, maybe this could be a new thing to put the police off. Maybe you could have like a little pull cord, so you could just it won't stink, but if you get caught, you just pull the cord and it just opens the flaps on your nappy, so just starts stinking, and they won't want to take you in the car. Then they'll probably unarrest you and go, oh, off you go, mate, off you go. Yeah.
Just put some stink bombs in your back pocket and then just smash them when the time comes.
There we are. Well, I'll leave this video up. I think it's a sensible point, you know. Police, they're strange, but I think they've probably got their limits of what they want to deal with as well. So on that great piece of information at the end, I'm going to process some more video. I don't know whether it'll be out
On that
tonight.
brown note.
What? Brown?
On the brown note.
Oh yeah, we're
on
gonna.
a brown note.
Yeah,
It's time to end the show.
yeah. There's a P sharp. Yeah. Okay, folks. We'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much for taking part. And yeah, there we are, Dinkum in the channel. Nice to see you, mate. And thanks to everybody. So we'll catch you on the next one. And
Cheers, guys.
when have you got anything coming out, you
Later.
guys, by the way? Because he's put a video out earlier on if you want to go and watch one of his. That was on the optical telescope caves, yeah? Bunker.
The bunker, yeah,
Yeah.
the story bunker, yeah.
So he's got a new one you can check out. And anything else coming? Ray, are you just about to release something?
Yeah, at some point next week. I've still got to edit my video for next week. It'll be around the end of the week, probably Thursday or Friday evening. But I will set a premiere for it once it's all edited and rendered.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to keep it as a surprise just in case. I don't even know what it is.
Right, okay. So we'll have to anticipate that one then. Okay, guys, thanks very much, and we shall catch you soon. And if you want to stay on for a second, we can chat after I end the stream. But for the moment, that is it. Good night.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
See ya.